Hi everybody. I really find this video, every time I get to this point, it's just I'm constantly learning from my clients and students that I work with. And today's topic is sometimes it's okay just to say it's unfair. Sod it. It's unfair. I'm not happy, I'm angry, I'm sad, I'm all these emotions. And it's okay to say that. What I've been working with through even with children at this moment in time is this forgetting that we are these bright sparks and these bright little lights that are in control of our choices and what we do and how we feel. And then what happens is, as these little sparks that actually are constantly in charge of our lives, creating everything we want in our lives, we come across adults and people who bring lessons in and experiences into our personal world. And then we think that we're being controlled, and we think that things have been taken away from us, and that we're losing sight of who we are as a person, losing sight of what we're meant to be doing, why we're here, all these things. And it's quite a scary process to go through, because like I said, I was having a chat with this young amazing individual, and they do things differently. They do things differently to the way the teacher has said they want them to do it. And because they either spend too much time, is what the feedback was, they spend too much time on their work, and they're not as quick as the other students, or they don't relate to a subject as much as they relate to other subjects. And I'm listening to this and I'm going, but this individual is so clever, this individual is so intelligent, and yet they cannot see it because they're perceiving that somebody is taking that light away from them. I'm going to give you a great technique to use, whether you're a parent, whether this is for you as an individual, or whether you're using this with your clients as a coach or a teacher, whatever. It's such a great technique and a thing to do. Now, if you are, first of all, in that place as an adult and you are tired, how you know you are feeling controlled in a situation is you say, I give up, I don't care, I've had enough, I want to die, everything I do is wrong. You start using those phrases, or I don't know where to go, or I'm not worthy, and I just don't know what direction to take. And the first thing I do is I say, get real with yourself, and actually say that. And what I've realized is the reason why we say that as adults is because we were never, in our perception, given the opportunity to say it's unfair and actually embrace those emotions and saying, I don't like this and it's not okay. And the thing that I say to people while you're doing this, so important, is to tap on the side of your hand. Make sure you're tapping so that you're just flushing your system out as you're saying, I don't like this, it's unfair, and say it out. I mean, I've been on calls with people just saying it's unfair for a good 15-20 minutes and letting them just get it out, saying it's unfair, I don't like this, it's that. And what you'll find is when you start actually saying it out aloud, your first statement that you started off with completely has changed by the time you get to the end of the 15-20 minutes, and you then actually end up going, well, hang on, it's not that it's unfair, and you start getting specific on really realizing what is really upsetting you. And 9 times out of 10, if I'm honest, when I've seen with every single person I work with, it's the fact that you think somebody has taken over your thoughts, your feelings, and controlled how you should be doing something. So, but at the end of the day, that person has never ever controlled you. That person is coming up to remind you this part that would be necessary at this point to love and accept and embrace in you, and actually see, hang on, this never ever was different. It has always been there. It has always been loved by you, and it has always been created by you. So a perfect example is like when I worked with this little young person, as I said, okay, so although you are creating in this way, and I'm tapping as I'm saying it to them, I said, although you're creating in this way and the person is saying you're doing it wrong, so for instance, you're writing the wrong way, where have you been writing differently anywhere else before you even got to this teacher? And they'll go, oh, okay, well, I remember drawing and then doing my own little big words and these words and that words and my own squiggles that didn't even form words. I said, so what you're telling me is that you actually have been writing your own way before you got to this teacher? And they're, oh, yeah, I have. Oh, that's quite interesting. So in other words, what you're saying to me is the teacher is just asking you to do it a certain way because it's what they want, and you feeling they're controlling you, but in actual fact, this skill of yours has always been there, just in another form, and you've been doing it in different ways in the way you feel you are in control. I went, oh, actually, yes, you have a point there. Nobody controls you or nobody makes you who you are. You are the only person who creates who you are. You are the only person who is creating your journey. You are the only person who has your mind and your heart and your soul. And the one thing I think I remember Nelson Mandela saying that they could never take away his mind. They could never take away what he had learned in his head. But they tried to, with external outside appearances, try to break that part in him. And he said, but it's always been there. So why would they ever take that part away from me? So when you're having a conversation with yourself, or when you're having a conversation with your children, even with your clients, is when they think that they have had something taken away. So whether it be that they can't write, that they can't play, that they can't do things, where have they been doing it before they perceive they were asked to just change the form it has been played in or done or revealed? Just think about that. Where has the form changed, and where has it been before you even got to this point? And then ask yourself, why is it changing? Why is it changing to a different form? So if it means that, I never forget, and I say this story myself, is that, okay, I'm being forced to write an exam and I have to sit in this hall. Okay, so this is my perception, my illusion that I'm being controlled to write a test or exam. But if I look really deep, if I sit down and think about it, I actually sat down in the test and I didn't do it the way they said you must do from question 1 to question 50. I went question 1, oh, now I'm going to go to question 10, now I'm going to go to question 12, now I'm going to go to question 13, 15, 17, 20, 50. And I jumped around all over, and I was the one who chose how I'm going to write the test. Listen to that very carefully. I was the one who chose how I was going to write that test. Nobody controlled me. I was the one who made the choice. Think about that. Think about everything in your situations where you think you have been controlled, and where have you in actual fact had the choice, have done it before your own way, and where are you still doing it your own way and finding a new way in this form that it's showing up. It's never missing. It's there, but just in another form. Have a think about it. This is great for children who are feeling pressured at school, who think that they are being controlled by their teachers and feel like they have to do certain lessons. And this is excellent if you're an adult and you're having childhood emotions pop up that you feel you're not good enough.